Get your ass to Mars. Hello, welcome back. Doom 3, of course. I am gonna complain about Mass Effect Andromeda. Again, continue to do that, because things have happened. I've got new insights, and that's too much to pick up when it comes to health, too much to pick up when it comes to armor. We've got a datapad to read, and be on the lookout for anything else. Maybe I should take a hit, as usual. Either waste ammo to pick up the thing that was laying on the floor, or get hit to make it reasonable or like feasible to pick up the health packs. Anyway, intellectuals, stopkillinggames.com, visit the website, save gaming from corporations and, subscription-based stealing is one thing. The other, going back to Andromeda, going back to talking about Andromeda, when I was at 70% completion of the game, I switched the difficulty mode, difficulty level, one way or another. Like I talked about since the beginning of this playthrough. At some point, I'm also gonna have to read the datapad, but we're making progress, some sort of. So let's not lose on the momentum here. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this playthrough, I've been playing games on hard, so I played Andromeda on hard. And at the 70% completion of the game, I decided, oh, it's like a... Am I supposed to just drop down? No, there's controls here. There are controls here. 70% completion of the game, I decided to increase the difficulty. And I was expecting it to make it harder, of course, because hard wasn't that hard. And I played Mass Effect 2 on the hardest difficulty, Mass Effect 3 as well, I think. And I think that at the higher difficulty levels there, more enemies have shields, more enemies have armor, so it requires more tactics to actually defeat them, right? Shields protect from heavy fire, so like the best way to deal with shields is tech skills, tech abilities like Overload, or rapid fire, like from assault rifles or SMGs. The other way, next thing is armor, which is best dealt with heavy hits. Oh, we've got a medkit here. I was debating in my head to come back and pick up the other gear that we've left behind, because now we've got less armor and also less health, but now more bottles of pills were laying around, so we can pick them up just from here. Armor is best dealt with using heavy-hitting weapons, not necessarily quickly shooting. Oh, no, that's just illegal. Fuck you, dude. You hit me with your tentacle through the wall, specifically when I stepped away so that you can't hit me. Fantastic. Very cool. Thank you, Kanye. Very cool. Good thing that this isn't electrified and isn't killing me. Oh, at this point maybe I should go back to get the armor, because now we're actually low. Thank you, NPCs, for making it shitty for me so that I have to go back and pick up the resources. I wouldn't have even considered that if that guy wasn't able, or just didn't hit me through the wall. Right. And then health, of course, also good to deal with good rate of fire. So no, that doesn't happen. It doesn't put up more shields to deal with things. Also, since might as well. Mass Effect Andromeda doesn't have the division like in Mass Effect 2 and 3, where there's a difference between technological shielding generated by your armor and biotic shielding generated by your biotics. If you're playing a biotic, you've got a biotic shield, which is more purple than blue. When you're playing anything else, you've got blue thing. And so there's warp power in biotics that deals extra damage, is useful against biotic shields. So that's one way to deal with biotics. Biotic shield doesn't react to overload from the tech tree. From the tech tree, the ability that's technological. So it was one step ahead, I guess. created a scenario where you actually had to consider whether who to pick with you when you're going on a mission, whether you want a biotic, a technician, engineer. That's specifically what it is. An engineer to deal with all the shields and armor and have a fire force ability to deal with armor and so on and so forth. Andromeda doesn't have that. The enemy either has a shield or doesn't. It's not. There's no difference between biotic shield and regular shield, technological shield. Talking about shields, we don't need that still. Come on, there we go. That's an elevator and a bigger one, so that's a ride ahead of us. So there isn't a layer of tactics in Andromeda here. Going from hard to very hard didn't add any extra layers of protection for the enemies so that you have to vary things. That doesn't happen. Now that we're this deep, I think it's enough time having passed to deal with some of our data. No audio logs, user email though, Delta Authority Reactor Safety. Mr. Mora, your complaint has been filed, right? Filed with Central Authority. They will be handling your case from this point forward. And the original message is as the engineer responsible for the reactor upper level maintenance, I feel it necessary to bring the current safety issues to your attention. If we are going to be required to take readings from the upper level while the reactor is online, then there will eventually be accidents. I recommend remote sensors be used for the readings and that the upper level be closed while the reactor is online. Sincerely, Brian Mora. So, one way or another, maintenance, right? Danger. That's fine. I don't remember that coming up in gameplay in the previous episode. I don't think anything was locked off. Specifically, his datapad opened the door to go further down. So I don't know how that relates to whatever we're playing through. Martian Buddy again. Become a better person now. Free shipping, discreet packaging. Are you sad? Well, we'll make you happy. Are you lethargic? We'll perk you up. They're selling you cocaine, I think. Some drugs, some illegal drugs, narcotics specifically. Do you lack concentration? We'll help you focus. Yeah. Are you autistic? Take crack. No, ADHD. I'm sorry, all autists. I meant ADHD. Those retards. We carry all brands of the latest bioengineered neurological drugs. Contact our salesperson this week and save 50% off of our already low advertised prices. Thanks from Martian Buddy. Here's a clip.
Do you have any?
Do I have any? What?
You know, I'm just a little shook up. I need something to get my focus, man. My game face.
I wonder if this is a reference to this email in the movie. I didn't remember the message, but now I remember the movie, so there's that. Drugs. Also, you know, if this was fitness industry, there would be shilling supplements and energy drinks. If this was just influencer game, if this was just YouTube, someone would be shilling you an energy drink. Like that other, two other people. Some guy is famous on YouTube, of course, and he says, "Oh, drink my isotonic drink to hydrate," and has the opposite effect because it's, where the water flows from the high concentration to low concentration, right? Where you've got, do I have to describe that? There's a mechanism where there's a lot of salt in one area and very little salt in the other. The water from where there is little salt flows to where there is more salt. So, same with other dissolved substances, and then your isotonic. They're isotonic, I think. One way or another. Their drink makes it so that the body has to dissolve the drink instead of the drink hydrating you. Sick. So you're losing water. Cool. Right. Nothing special. Well, right. So there's no tactics in Andromeda. But since then I finished the game and I started a New Game Plus because yeah, the game is bad, of course I'm gonna play it again. No, it's more of a tradition. I played the trilogy like over and over again, 7 times each class, something like that, each 3 of the classes, 7 times, a lot of times, right? I played the trilogy because of the characters, because the game was good enough, at least the gameplay, and then we've later on learned that the story in 2 and 3 isn't that good. Delta Authority. This time we're going up, finally. Something's making noises. Pinky. Sit down. Good boy. Throw it. Fuck. Didn't go good. Oh well. Will be a reason for picking up medpacks like this one. That's a lot. Oh hey, missiles. Can I pick them up? How many missiles have I got? 2, 4 grenades. Yeah. Oh, I've got 5 out of 40. I've got a lot of missiles. How much more can I have? At least 5 more. I should start using that. Right, so we need to find PDA to get through this security door. Hopefully there will be powerful enough enemy to face off against with the missile launcher instead of wasting rockets on imps. Right, so that's good enough for now. Is that open? Yes, that's just general access. Right, New Game Plus. Because I played the trilogy, so it's only fair to play the game at least 2 times more. Andromeda at least 2 times more. Oh, that's probably... No, I'm not using missiles, but I am wasting the grenades that I'm always full on, so I'm not gonna blame myself for that. Right, monster closets, nothing really here, nothing really here, alright. Right then, New Game Plus, and you know, New Game Plus in the previous game, previous trilogy, one way or another. What can you expect from New Game Plus? Especially since I complained about that somewhat when it comes to Dishonored 2. It seems like they're now taking away things from New Game Plus. You can't really rely on New Game Plus that much. So it used to be such that your skills are, your inventory and your skills are, what's the word? Kept from in between playthroughs, from one playthrough to another. Let's go with that. It's kept. And then there are other things. Like for instance in Mass Effect 3 there is a war meter that shows you your galactic preparedness for the final war against the Reapers. And as much as it's reasonable, because those are plot points, so as much as it's reasonable for that to not be not get kept. Missile, fuck. I got him, but only slightly. Right. I think it's time to pick up some medkits. And a chain gun. How are we on chain gun? What's the max ammo on chain gun? When am I gonna hit the max? We're not using chain gun and they're not giving us ammo for it either. Right, both. Why not? Fuck that. So the war readiness isn't kept, but if you're playing multiplayer, that progress is always kept, so you don't even have to really pay attention much to what you're doing in the story to still have enough resources to succeed at the war. So there's that, but that's reasonable. It's multiplayer, fuck. It's multiplayer progress. Eat shit. Multiplayer progress, so that shouldn't be... that's a completely different guy, dude. So that progress shouldn't be taken away from you. You worked on this continually, just because you enjoy the game. So, yeah, reasonable. That's kept, and the story progress is taken away. But in Mass Effect Andromeda, you establish colonies, and you've arrived to the galaxy on a cryo ship. Let's say, right? You've been in cryo, and people are in cryo. You've got 20,000 people each arc in cryo. So slowly you're building your colonies. You're establishing cities, towns, outposts really. Outposts, and then you release. Let's go with release people from cryo, and there is no mechanic to that. So let's go into that. I talked about how the gameplay could have been better and more in line with... In line? Yeah, something like that. It didn't require new advanced alien race to justify having... What? Aren't you dying loudly this time? New advanced civilization, extinct civilization as well. There it is. To justify mystery and gameplay. Like, we don't need to squeeze in more Bioware into it. And, you know, on one hand, it's not, of course, all these complaints are not really scripted or well categorized, grouped. So, alright. What else is new? Oh, we've been here, right? I picked something up in here. We don't need to come back here, do we? Are we coming back because we've got the datapad now? Let's have a quick... Yes, this is what I'm dealing with. Here's a bit about the story in Mass Effect Andromeda. I think... fuck it, I'm gonna pick it right now. And then I'm gonna go down and see which door is open because of my new, latest, greatest datapad. Hopefully that's the progression. I've got a quick save one way or another, so if anything goes south, I can go north from there. Alright, and we still have room for more plasma ammo. Oh, snap. That doesn't sound good. Fuck. You got me after all. Huh? Oh, snap. He missed, and then it moved, like, turned towards me, and so then the hitbox from the tentacle hit me, collided with mine, and then the damage happened. That was weird. That shouldn't happen. That's weird. Fuck you. Right. Are we going this way this time? Is it finally time? I don't know what I'm doing right now. This guy dead. Oh, hey, this. That's still too much. Still don't need that. So the story beat. Eventually you get a signal. The colonization effort has been going for 14 months so far, I think. And there was an outpost established at one of the planets. The planet ended up being quite shit, actually. So and people died out. Not 20,000, but whoever we've left in the thing, they didn't survive. So we go back to that planet and try to fix it. Try to see if we can do something about it. Terraform it, maybe something, one way or another. Because we've got the Pathfinder. That's another topic, dude. Because we've got the important guy that will figure out things now. Oh, adrenaline. Where am I? I don't fucking know. Through here? Why am I here? Hopefully I didn't blunder it all. Well, one way or another. It's all a vlog anyway. This is just a background noise. Right. So we're at this planet and trying to make it good again. And we're figuring things out. And things are going on. And first thing that happened... Well, so this is actually a first thing that we do. Like, what I'm trying to say. We come to the planet that the colonization effort has already started here, right? So there are somewhat 2 outposts there already, with no people. But our task is to create a 3rd outpost, and this time this one will work. That doesn't make sense. Just bring people down to the established buildings. We fix the planet one way or another. So we established the 3rd outpost, and there is a question posed to us. What do you want this out? We most definitely shouldn't be here. That brought us nowhere. Where the fuck? Oh, wow. No. There's a question posed to you. Would... Oh, I think I get it. Fuck it. I'm full on health anyway. What do you want this outpost to be? A scientific outpost or a military outpost? Do you want to send a message that you're here ready to throw down and be dangerous, or do you want to learn things and explore, right? So both are somewhat valid. One thing is scientists are gonna have to figure out the planet, figure out the cluster, figure out what's going on, so they'll make scientific breakthroughs and also work on, you know, crops, genetically modifying plants to, you know, get the things going. Like, for instance, farming. Right, we need food, that's important, and then mining and all other things. Why the fuck have I gone all the way around? Oh, anyway. I'll find my way eventually. So that's why you would establish a scientist outpost. Military outpost is that you are ready to throw down. You might be intimidating, and you might not want to be intimidating to the peaceful inhabitants of this cluster in this galaxy. But on the other hand, you already had a hostile encounter with an alien race, so you want to set up a military outpost so that people can start training and defending themselves from those hostile aliens. So whatever you pick, right? You've got one choice, someone will admonish you for one or the other. Anyway, but what's most important is that doesn't really matter. It's not a mechanical thing. You choose that for flavor. And as much as it's important to let the player have an opportunity to roleplay and define their character, something that I talk about all the time in my KOTOR playthrough, check it out, it's best when that goes hand in hand with an actual mechanic, an actual change in narrative or gameplay. This choice doesn't even change the NPCs in the outpost, or their dialogues. Once you do that, you unlock another leveling system. It's called Andromeda Viability Points, and you're gonna be increasing that across 5 planets in the cluster, going from 0 to 100% each. There are more levels of that than planets to max out, and certain milestones in the plot will progress your AVP level a lot. And you keep pumping that, and with every quest it gives you 2 points or 2%. 2%, and that translates to something or another when it comes to viability. One way or another. So you slowly progress and you get those points. And once you've reached a level of viability, you get 1 point to spend on a perk. What are those perks? The perks are a mechanic where you unthaw a crew from cryo. And you can pick commerce, military, or scientific. It has no connection with what kind of outpost you've established. It doesn't matter if you start with commerce, even though there is no one to have commerce with, because it's only you so far, and the outpost. You don't need to commerce. Also, there is this term, and I tried to look it up to make sure that I have it right, but it's just not coming up when I'm trying to search for it. The term is realism, and I mean, for instance, capitalism realism, which is the notion that there are things so ingrained in our culture that even though we're writing fiction, we can't imagine the world without them, like for instance capitalism. And it's an issue because we flew over to a different galaxy to colonize it and establish ourselves there. We have no way to connect ourselves back to the banking system in the Milky Way, and yet somehow for some reason people took money with them. Did you actually take coins and bills? Or did you download a copy of a banking system? It's a problem because we're colonists. We're starting from scratch other than having tools. We need to build shelter, industrial complex, mining complex, farming to sustain ourselves. There's only 100,000 of us and we've got multiple planets worth of land to work with. What's the plan? Can you cut someone out of survival because they're too poor? We should be working together and pooling resources so that we survive. It's important because we're the only gene pool in the galaxy. The genetic diversity is paramount. Capitalism realism is also a problem in, for instance, Harry Potter, where even though there is a society of wizards that can conjure things from thin air, the only thing that cannot be done like that is creating food or water. I think that's the hard rule as opposed to just being illegal to do so. So with a wave of a wand you can create lavish, beautiful, luxurious mansions to live in. You can enchant tools to work themselves instead of hiring laborers and paying them to feed them. They still exchange material goods for money. You can be poor in a wizarding world. Why is money concerned in the first place? It's a very broad rule that you can't create food or water. But are seeds food? Can you just multiply seeds? What about instead if you sow a field? It's not that you create food with magic, you just accelerate the growth of the plants. And so you can have multiple harvests in a single month. Oh shit, enemies. Where there are enemies there is progression. And then just like in D&D, use the spell Fabricate, where you've got the raw resources that you can just turn into finished goods. Like for instance, if you harvest wheat, you can cast Fabricate and create bread out of that. You're not creating bread out of thin air. You're turning wheat into flour and then into bread. Does the door open? Oh, an elevator! So there are perks and they're categorized in a block of scientists, military and commerce. and you have no one to trade with, you can unthaw more scientists to go along with your scientific outpost that you just established so that you can make more progress. Or you could maybe unthaw some military to protect it actually, even though you picked it to be scientific and they can't defend themselves. You'll unthaw some military to defend them. So it's like you can cover for your weakness or like balance the experience. It has no bearing on the gameplay. Otherwise they would have to devise like an RTS gameplay and game loop, which you wouldn't want, even though I would want, because that will be more that would influence the gameplay is one thing, and second, it was already done. Someone has done it already before with Spellforce, where it is an RTS combined with an RPG, and it's fun. I played 1 and I played 2, and I haven't played 3 yet, though I've heard it released and I just completely forgot all about it. Data Lab's research facility, Sector 2 South, contains the Matter Transfer Division, focusing on human experimentation and other biological testing. Nice. The prototype transfer platform is contained in the upper research hall. Teleporter distance is limited, serving only to test biological effects on matter transference. Matter transfer as in teleportation. Alright, that's fine. Right then. So the perks have no bearing on the gameplay other than just giving you bonuses, so it doesn't matter if you've picked scientific outpost and you're supposed to unthaw scientists so that the scientific outpost can actually produce or military personnel so that someone can defend your new outpost, or if you create unthaw commerce people, they will let you trade with no one in particular, because there is a capitalist realism where you're in colonies and you've got crafting system where you could make everything from the resources that you actually find instead of buying them, or also loot it from the enemies and chests around in the world. But no, let's just add money, because that's realism. We can't imagine a world without I keep forgetting the word. Free market and exchange of currency. One way or another, right? So that could have been a system, but now we need to give a player a familiar experience of capitalism. There it is, of capitalism. Pick this up. We're not gonna pick it up anymore. Like, well, pick it up. Fuck it. But they, huh? Fuck. Oh snap! Where did you come from? Little ammo. Bitch. Oh, there's still a zombie, but we can deal with that guy. Now it's a waste. Now it turns out to have been a waste to pick up that pills bottle. Oh well. There will be a reason to pick up the next pills bottle. Yeah, you have right realism and such, right? Okay. But the perks give you gameplay bonuses, like for instance, bigger inventory. Or better prices at the stores, because capitalism, realism, of course. Oh, there it is. 2 of them, just what we needed. 15 each, fuck it. Elevator, maybe this way? From there... so the perks, all those perks, you lose all those perks in New Game Plus. Why is this an issue? Faraz, sit down. Were you shitting? So sit down and keep shitting. There are more noises made here. Fuck you. Bitch. 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 That went suboptimally. You're not here, I just checked. There's no one here. Stop making weird noises. This isn't scary. This is just silly. You're being silly. Stop breathing, toilet. Right. Ah, there we go. Uh-huh. Something's coming. Let him come. Don't. Fuck. Do not come. Do not come. This shotgun, man. Too slow, man. What a shitty shotgun. The shittiest shotgun ever, man. Right. Perks. So, inventory space, prices at the thing, extra stock at the merchants. What else? Extra rewards, resource acquisition, temporary, like as in periodical, instead of just picking up resources from the planet, you will be just granted some. So why is this a problem that you lose those? The problem is because, for instance, max inventory is 200. I finished the game with 150 items in my inventory. Oh, what is this? That's cool. Okay. Useful. I could have used a medkit, but not this time, I guess. I finished the game with 150 items in the inventory, or at least categories of items, because if you pick up consumables, they just stack. At least there's that. And if you lose that, you lose the ability to carry your items. So you go from 200 to 100. And I've got 150 already. And this is an issue because you're in game again, wandering around, and you from the very beginning you can start picking up more loot. You can start picking up loot. And I no longer can pick up loot. And I can't get the perk that increases the inventory because it's locked behind progression, and a lot of it as well. So I'm locked out of loot, and I have to remember to come back to places to pick it up if I wish to have it. So that exists, and that's shit. What have I done about that? I've installed mods. I wanted to cheat, I wanted to use trainers, that didn't work out, but mods worked out, so I'm playing a modded game now. It's not too modded, it's not, I didn't go with overhaul of weapons, more powerful, this and that, so that the game is easier. I didn't go that route, I just went, give me my fucking inventory space and let me loot. Can't. So, there was that. Not this time. I'm almost dead. I'm almost dead. I could really use a fucking bottle pills. Pills bottle, yeah. Pills bottle. A lot of pills and a lot of bottles. I think I'm gonna need something more ranged. Ah, fuck. Talking about... Can I break this? Not like this. How do I get in there? Not like this. Yeah, so I'm playing New Game Plus. New Game Plus system is kinda shit, kinda broken, kinda AIDS. And I'm gonna complain about more Andromeda in the next episode. Until then, thanks for watching, hopefully you enjoyed and hopefully we will see each other in something. I play for you for free. In the meantime, of course, interact with this video and every other video on my channel, preferably by watching and sharing it with your friends. Check out the RGB rave down below around the like and subscribe button. And if you don't like the content, it's entirely your fault. Now, I bet the window is not there actually, so all I need is to climb in there.